uh, let's say I'm gonna have a top navigation bar here. So I'm gonna have a top nav that is going to contain links. Right, so I'm gonna have 4 buttons here for the I'm gonna have 3. I'm gonna have 3 because when you land, I'm already on the home page, right? So now I know that I'm gonna have a hero section here. I'm gonna try to find like a good tagline or something. Then after the hero section, looking back, good. Then I'm gonna have a testimonials. So this could also just be a carousel of testimonials. A carousel means that like new information is just going to pop up, it's just going to twist around. We can look into that, but the most important is that I'm going to have a testimonials, and then I'm going to have a short description about the features of the app, about the main features of the app, and then the 4 cards, which I'm still not totally convinced about, but we can, but at least for this iteration of the website, this will have to do. Cool. I'm going to have a feature, and then what else? Then I'm going to have a very small section about me. All about me here, right under the features, and in the end, I'm still not completely sold on the buttons to the app stores being underneath here. So actually, I'm just going to leave it here, and I'm going to have the app icons in the hero section. And the main reason why I'm thinking about this is that when you land and in the hero section, you can already see the Apple App Store logo and the Google Store. You know that it's an app, right? So it has this type of functionality here. But that means that I'm still missing the final conversion piece. And I might create an invisible page. Yeah, so I might create a download page. But one that it's not going to appear. And it's not going to appear on here. So I'm actually going to add a 5 page. But I'm not really completely sold on this version either. But I'm going to have to solve this conversion step somehow. And it makes sense that I have a call to action button, both in the features page and the about me page. Cool. And then, but on the home page, I'm going to have the hero section, testimonials, feature, and a bit about me. And then I'm going to have a bottom. Ooh, yeah, I can have a bottom navigation bar or a footer. It's better to call it a footer. Maybe I can add one here, but on this on the footer I can add the links of the So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the links, these 3. I'm going to add them here, but I'm going to add the download page here as well, so it's not completely invisible. All right, cool. So now I have my home page already here. It's kind of like it's doodled out. We have some sort of wireframe, and it works well with both the customer journey and the information that we need. And then now that the main homepage is set, the other pages are relatively simple. So let's take another example. So we have the homepage. This is kind of like doodled out. It's good for now, right? For the features page, what I'm going to do, I have 4 features. I have 3 features because the fourth one has its own, right? Because one of them is the point system. I'm just probably going to have 3 different sections differentiated chromatically. So this is going to be color 1 and color 1, and then this is going to be color 2 somewhere in between. And then, as we discussed, I want to add some screen captures. So for each feature description, I'm probably going to have like a cutout of the phone, and then I'm going to have some animations here, right, to kind of support. And then I'm just going to have some text here, like feature 1, blah, 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 feature 2, and then feature 3. So this is pretty straightforward. Then for the point system app, of course, I still have my top nav bar here, right? That's always going to be present, and also here, top nav bar. And then for the point system, this is only going to be one simple page. I'm probably going to have some images here and there, but I haven't really thought about this because this has to do with the part of information architecture, right? Because now that I kind of have an idea of, for example, in the features page, now that I have a certain idea about the feature, now I can go back to my previous Fitras presentation and I already have the text there, or I can generate some appropriate text to fully functionally describe. So I mostly have my information architecture already there. Again, now that I come to think about it, sort of this whole idea of information architecture is not, it perhaps can sound a bit more pompous than it actually is, or it's a bit of an overkill concept because the application of this is just a simple website. But then if you would have to start thinking about you actually have a product there, or you have a SaaS, then you have to start thinking, okay, well, how do we label these things that when you click on it, it's actually going to open a new form, or it's going to be introducing some new functionality, right? But for our purpose here, the information architecture is essentially, the most part was understanding, labeling these links, and kind of reconnecting them with the other pages of the website. Cool. So so we kind of have pages 1, which is the home page 2, which was the features, page 3, the pointing system, about me. Honestly, that's also going to be pretty straightforward. We have the top nav bar. We also have the footer. So these are omnipresent. We have to put the footer in here as well. Good. It's probably going to be, again, a very, very small page, portrait of me, and then a small bio. That's it. So it's probably going to be like just a screen split in half. And the download page. Oh, and what we forgot, actually, both for the features and about pages, we forgot the CTA. So we forgot the call to action button. So I'm actually going to delete the footer here because we are missing a CTA. And then normally you're going to start seeing that on most websites, a CTA is like ready to get your workouts logged in easily. And you're going to be like, and there's going to be like a central button, like yes, right? Or it can be something like that. But actually, you know what I'm going to do? Now that I come to think about it, there's absolutely no reason for me to have a call to action that pushes to you onto a download page. I'm just going to introduce the App Store logos onto the CTA. So when you're going to scroll down and you're going to read about the features, you're just going to have the links to the application straight up. And that's going to be my CTA. There's absolutely no reason to prolong sort of the customer journey that is going to have to go onto an invisible page that you don't really see. No, no, no. No, no, no. We're just going to simplify it. So the CTA is going to have the buttons already, and then the same is going to happen, the same CTA. So I'm probably going to reuse the component, this component from the features page. I'm just going to reuse it on the about me page as well. CTA with the two buttons, and then afterwards we have the footer. Good. And that's how it's going to be. And in this way, I'm gonna have a wireframe. I have a good customer journey panned out, and then I also ticked all of the things that I needed to in terms of the purpose of the website. So we have the conversion, we have the download pod. This is check. We're gonna have both a Danish and a English version, but that has to do with the information architecture part when I'm actually gonna be writing out the text for these parts here. So we can say that that's pretty much checked. For the information, the point system of the app, that's checked. And then, yeah, so what we're missing here is sort of the connection between the measurement of the exercises and on the point system. So we kind of forgot about this. And what I'm actually going to be doing is that this part is going to go under the same page, because the features are going to be a static description, but once you've read about the point system, you should be, I'm going to make the connection of how these are going to be displayed in one of the features of the app, which is sort of visualizing the effort throughout time. But now I'm thinking, if I'm going to be adding both of these things, maybe I should rename. So instead of the point system, maybe it's going to be something else, right? Because on this page, I'm probably going to be representing more than just the point system. But I'll be thinking, I'll think about this a little bit more. Cool. So the point system and its connection to this. This is also covered. A little bit about me, all the MVP, and then we kind of touched upon some of the points that that kind of describe the type of people that are going to be accessing. So the cosmopolitan side, yes, is going to be there. The hardworking type, maybe we're going to lean in here with the same sort of workout pictures, right? People doing burpees, right? People sweating a bit, maybe. So we kind of lean into this hardworking feature, and we can already see that this is present in most of the other websites that we've seen. Though I don't want to make it too industrial and poignant. I would also like to make it somehow a bit more minimalistic. But let's see. There are different ways that we can solve this problem, right? Good. And yeah, and then the people that are going to be in the pictures, they're probably going to be men and women between 25 and 45. So in this way, we've kind of, we kind of covered everything. Also, the performance part that's included in the in some of the features that we're doing, and then we can, when we're writing these parts, right, or the information architecture, when we're describing some of these features, then we can start incorporating EMOM. What I would do is like easily track your VODs using our AI, or it can be VOD high score